saw an article that made it look as if you are loggerhead with the governor regarding the clerk of the house. So I think that at least the people of West State needs clarity on that. That's why I think you should speak briefly on it. What is actually going on? Did you get a clerk that you didn't want? What is actually playing now regarding that episode?
You know, people know how to stoke this fire. You understand? People know how to stoke this fire. I tell you that the last thing that can happen between me and this governor is for us not to be in tandem on any subject matter, or not for us not to be in agreement on any subject matter.
All right.
I've been speaker for close to 9 months now, if I'm right, or 9 months now.
Yeah.
I've never had any reason to say no to whatever the governor requests of me. If the thing isn't right, I go to the governor and I say, Your Excellency, here you're good, here you're not good. I think we can make our amends here.
Yeah.
We can put it this way. This is the best way to go. And before doing that, I assemble my team, speak with them. We have lawyers there that guides us on most of the things, especially things that has to do with litigations. So I make sure that for whatever advice I go to sit with the governor, any subject matter, I sit with the governor to deliberate. I get my facts right. I tell him nothing but the truth, because the worst crime to ever commit is to go in to mislead your leader. That's the worst crime. In fact, to me, it's unpardonable.
Okay.
I don't have any issue with my governor.
So how did you end up with 2 clerk nominations?
Okay, you know, usually it shouldn't even be 2 clerks.
Okay.
It should be 3 deputy clerks, as it is enshrined in the Constitution.
All right.
All right. If we have a substantive clerk, there are 3 deputy clerks that works under the clerk.
Okay.
Do you understand now? And now, prior to this period, we didn't quite have 3. We had just 1 deputy clerk.
Okay.
And in the ranking, whenever a clerk exits, the deputy clerk takes over. When the deputy clerk becomes a clerk, another deputy clerk is attached to the clerk. As soon as that clerk exits, the deputy clerk takes over. This is the only time that a deputy clerk that have acted since September last year had been struggling her way to become the clerk. It's the first time. That is because the Assembly Commission had been nepotistic. The information they gave to the governor were so unfounded. Very, very unfounded. And if you go through a certain article I was saying somebody sent to me, you will see the analysis there explicitly done. And I think that journalist, I need to have a handshake with him. I don't know him. I'll look for his number and call him. The Assembly Commission should be fired almost immediately for misleading the governor. Almost immediately. I say this unequivocally. Because if you can look into the eyes of the governor and tell him a lie, you're not fit. The day you took your oath of office, it is enshrined there that you will execute your duties without fear of favor, without being nepotistic. But what is happening today in the clerkship, you see outright nepotism trying to play out. But you know one thing about life, the truth may sound very weak. No matter how weak it is, the strength that contains in that truth will prevail someday, and that is what is happening now. I think governors have gotten to know the true position of the issues bordering around the clerkship.
Okay.
But for me, I don't have any issue with the governor. We've spoken today, told him a few things I needed to do, and he equally told me the ones he wants me to do, not regarding the clerk, very serious issues bordering around the state. So whoever is there thinking that I have issues with the governor, like
so eventually he's going to be our clerk.
The governor has written to the House of Assembly.
Okay.
On Tuesday, the clerk will be announced. On Tuesday, Cross River.
So the whole of Cross River has to stand still till Tuesday. All right. So and not letting the cat out of the bag.
We will know who the clerk is on Tuesday.
So you're not saying categorically that there's no war.
No war
going on between the governor and the speaker.
No war, not even.
Has been instigated by people.
Not even exchange of words. Not even exchange of text messages. There's no war. I tell you this. we have mutual respect for each other.
So in as much as you're on the same page with the governor, so are you not telling the people of Cross River State that they have a speaker that can leave those stones unturned to take a position, that might seem right, or that might be right per se, when they need cause for it?
That's the truth about me, and I think the governor knows me to a very large extent.
Okay.
There are stories that have been told the governor, and once he stands tall to tell you that this you have said about the speaker is not true.
Okay.
The governor himself will tell you that this you have said about my speaker is not true.
All right.
And at the end of the day, it won't be true.
All right.
So what I have to say is, when you're working with somebody, just be true to it. Be truthful. Let the person know you for who you are. And I think the governor, is a very spiritual person. The governor knows me for who I am and for what I stand.
All right.
He knows that I can never tell him a lie. No, regardless, I won't tell him a lie. Okay,
so that's interesting. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the access, for the opportunity to give clarity to everything that is happening, from the recovery of government properties to the clerkship of the House of Assembly, the 10th Assembly. For us as Crossivarians, let us get our facts correctly. There's no need to instigate whatsoever is going on. There's no need to to tension the polity unnecessarily. Let's try to give clarity to whatever we are doing by getting the right information.
We should come up with something that if anybody writes, and we'll get to realize that storyline is unfounded, some penalties be given. Because I don't just imagine
that is regulation of social media.
Suddenly everybody has become a writer.
Okay.
Suddenly everybody has become a writer. And a particular person, oh God, who is reporting...
So, Mr. Speaker, are you not saying that you want to move a motion or pass a bill that will regulate social media in Cross River State?
No, we will not.
And then how do you not come to a fight?
I think to a large extent that will infringe on the freedom of speech right. All right? Everybody has a right to talk.
Okay.
But please, let us be very factual. Before we write, let us get to the root of any matter. Get the facts right before writing. For example, some element, without knowing anything that is happening, without knowing anything that is happening between the governor and I, or what is happening in the Cross River State House of Assembly, is the man that have reported that I am at crossroad with the governor, I want to impose a clerk on the governor and all that. And eventually, when that thing dropped on social media, I was seated with the governor in his office one-on-one. How do you explain that to the people?
Okay.
I was seated with the governor in his office one-on-one. Chief of staff was standing like this when that nonsense dropped.
And then there are some gullible people that will
and some gullible Crossivarians will jump at it,
and
they will share and begin to make calls, to the extent my poor mother was called that I've been impeached. You understand? So,
oh my God, Mr. Speaker.
I wasn't as angry as when I saw my aged mother calling. You know what that means?
Yeah.
That was the only time I got angry, and I said, what is all of this nonsense for? So, but I know that the same boy is under the payroll of somebody, but I don't care. I don't care. I wish him luck. Let him keep writing.
All right, so we need to sanitize the process. That's what the Speaker has said. Let's give credence to what we do by verifying
our information. Get the information right.
Verify it, get it right before you go about circulating what is not true.
And you know the funniest thing? They even went and wrote one small piece of paper. You see the level of mischief, as if a member of the Cross River State House of Assembly was writing to me that, Mr. Speaker, this thing happening around the clerkship, we should pass a vote of no confidence on the Eddie. They wrote it and snapped it and put on social media as though a member of the Cross River State House of Assembly wrote to me. I wish they had included the member's name so that citizen name would be Atafukang by now. You imagine the level of mischief. All of that is for... Let me ask you something, Beatrice. What do you think a clerk can do to me? There's obviously nothing a clerk can do to me. The only thing the clerk does, which is beneficial to the entire House of Assembly and the state at large, is to guide proceedings. and ensure that we don't do any mistake in the legislation. You know that the assembly is so sensitive that if anything goes on the contrary, it will rub on the entire state. It will rub on the entire state. But I strongly believe that the governor knows who is fit to be the clerk. I strongly believe so. Because we cannot reinforce failure. We cannot reinforce failure in Cross River State and think of taking a leap ahead. We cannot. So whoever is writing, whoever is sponsoring all of those shenanigans, they don't work with me. I'm not worried. I'm not pet up. And let me tell you something, Beatrice. It is only when you are so jealous of your office, you are so afraid. If they remove me here, I'm not afraid to. That one is out of place. I am never afraid because I know that I stand for what is just. And if the governor is not comfortable with my position, he calls me to order. Immediately, I do the needful. But there have never been a day in my months as speaker that the governor have called me to say, this thing you have not done it right, because I'm careful enough to always get it right.
All right, that's interesting. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The program remains inside Cross River. My name is Beatrice Akpala. Like I always say, in the people's government, the people also have a role. Let the people not build the commotion or cause a distraction that is not necessary in the polity. All right, so like what is going on, the speaker has said is social media needs to be checkmated in one way or the other. Not regulated, though, but we need to checkmate our banters, our interaction, our interface to ensure that there is sanity in the process. All right, so for me, I would say that please, please, and please, we must not distract our leaders. The legislature, the executive, everybody needs some level of mental balance to be able to do the needful, to do the job they're supposed to do effectively. My name remains Beatrice Akpala. The program is inside Cross River. Please make sure you stay proactive and support the Senator Prince Bassey, the two-led administration, for us to build a formidable Cross River State. Bye-bye.